And we are back. Just listen to the new Razkaz album. I'll go ahead and pump that too. As pretty much them and Ghostface Killer saved the rap game in the month of May. Cause some artists I was pumped up about, and it was just like, oh, this is awful. This is just trash. But I'm gonna go ahead and keep it in the realm of sports. We're gonna go from the NFL to the NCAA football. Now, this comes from CBS Sports and John Tauti. When I read this article, it really opened my eyes and I was shocked and blown away. And sometimes when it happens to me, I just got to be honest and be like, well, wait a minute. But you all have heard me on this program say constantly how much money is flying around college athletics, college football in general, but these NIL deals. And I think none of this became more jarring than when Georgia quarterback Jaden Rashada sues Florida coach Billy Napier and among others over botched $13.85 million NIL deal. $13 million. Wow. I'm a kid out of high school. I have great physical attributes. I can play on all levels. And you mean to tell me $13 million is out there? Oh my God. He filed a lawsuit against Florida coach Billy Napier, top Gators booster Hugh Hathcock, and former football staffer Marcus Castro-Walker over a failed name, image, and likeness deal that would have paid the quarterback $13.85 million, according to a suit filed in federal court on Tuesday. The complaint filed at the Pensacola Division of the U.S. District Court of the Northern District of Florida details a number of counts alleging Napier, Hathcock, and others fraudulently induced Rashada, then a highly regarded high school quarterback prospect, to attend Florida with no intention of following through on their financial promises. Remember, I said this as much. And it was very true of the whole Nick Saban thing. When I went and I said Trent Richardson was there at the same time, Mark Ingram was there, and Eddie Lacy. They were all at Alabama together. Now, under the old school way of doing it, you lock these guys up and they can't leave. They didn't go to Alabama to kind of sit behind a guy and wanted another guy to play. Guys are alphas. When you get on that level, you've been the man at every high school, and then you don't know how to go ahead and sit down and take that back seat to another guy. And in the old way of doing it, the coaches would promise these pie in the sky to these recruits. And then when these recruits got there, they could not make any moves to go anywhere else. It wasn't what they thought it was, and they felt like they got duped. Now, that was the old way of doing things. But since these new rulings and this whole NIL's landscape, now you can't trap kids. And when I say these things, is that this is how it used to go. Believe you me, this is how it went. You lie to these kids, you get them there, and by any means necessary, you start reneging on the things that you promised these kids in their living rooms with their family there. And if it wasn't the case, then why are you still doing it? Why are you still doing it? So again, we got more on this because this is just blowing my mind. But we'll come back after a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern at App Stupid. Drop the spot. McDonald's. I'm loving it. Download the app, order online, or visit the good folks at your local McDonald's. On the app, you can do the buy one, get one free. That's a quarter pounder with cheese, Big Mac, or nuggets. When you buy one, you get the other free. Also, there are many more deals where you can use your points to get deals on free food and many other delightful items. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Okay, so when we talked about how these lawsuits came about, because Mr. Rashada, he felt that he was lied to. And then the lawsuit, it backs up and justifies those claims because it talks about fraudulent misrepresentation and inducement, aiding and abetting fraud, civil conspiracy to commit fraud, negligent misrepresentation, tortious interference with a business relationship or a contract, and aiding and abetting tortious interference. Wow. He went for the whole shebang. Hathcock, on behalf of himself and Velocity Automotive, Castro-Walker and Coach Napier orchestrated and executed a fraud upon Jaden and were substantially and knowingly assisted by one other in carrying out the fraud. The lawsuit says each of their individual schemes would not have succeeded without assistance from one another. So that's where the conspiracy is that they were all in it together. It wasn't that, oh, the booster said this and this other Castro character at Automotive, he did that, and then Billy Napier was holding. No, he was sitting here saying that they all conspired to do this together. Rashada has enlisted the well-known Houston area attorney, Rusty Hardin, who has previously represented a bevy of notable athletes, including Roger Clemens and Adrian Peterson, to try the case. Hardin has been involved in potential litigation against Napier and others since January of 2023. Now, let's go ahead and walk that back. Spin the block, as the youngsters say. If you're going to spin the block, this was going on in 2023. So this was going on a year ago. They knew about it, and nobody in the media talked about it because this is the first time I've ever even heard of it. This is the first time I've ever even heard of it. And now that names have been named, and now people are going to court, and then now there are charges that have been filed in the Central District of Florida. Wow. And this did not come up once. And if I'm a recruit and Florida they've looked at me and everything, and I've seen, okay, this dude is saying that the people that I'm now linked to, if they did him dirty, why am I different? Why should I stay? Wow. So this has been going on since 2023, when Rashada's agent, Jackson Zager, and Tommy Thomason first reached out inquiring about the legal options after Florida boosters allegedly reneged on the multi-million-dollar NIL deal. To sway Rashada's decision, Hathcock and Castro offered the $13.85 million deal with $5.3 million, including a $500,000 signing bonus, to come through Hathcock's Velocity Automotive Company and the rest through the Gator Guard. Now that's the NIL collective that he started. Hathcock had previously committed to donating $12.6 million to the Gator booster, and early media reports stated that the Gators raised $5 million in the first 24 hours. Before the deal was finalized, however, Hathcock informed Rashada's representatives that he had no longer wanted to route the NIL payments through his company because he planned to sell it. Now, according to the lawsuit, instead, he and Castro-Walker proposed money coming directly from Hathcock and the rest coming through the Gator Collective, Florida's other NIL collective. That involved Eddie Rojas, the CEO of Gator Collective, who allegedly texted Zager about the impending deal. Tell Jaden we look forward to setting him up for life. Need to set up his brokerage accounts ASAP. Dude is rich and we just got started. The deal was officially signed on November the 10th. Oh, so now they got paperwork. Oh my God, they got paperwork. What? They got paperwork. So in November of 2022, they got paperwork. Oh my God. The first 500,000 payment was due to Rashada on December the 5th. Oh my goodness. I said this countless amount of times. How much money is flying around college football? And when you see things like this, it's more than you imagine, because at one point I thought that you could only have one NIL collective. Apparently you can have more than one, because Florida has two. And when they have two, they turned it over. And remember when he said another individual. Now I want to know, is the CEO, Mr. Eddie Rojas, is he the other individual that was listed in that lawsuit? Because it names Billy Napier. It names not only Napier, but Hathcock. It also names Castro-Walker. And it says another individual. Not only that, but they have a contract that was signed in 2022 saying that he should be paid that $500,000 by December. How this made it past ESPN, I have no idea. How this made it past Fox Sports 1, I have no idea. And it just lets me know these people have shit for brains, because they are in it for access. They aren't in this for news. They are not in this for news or giving somebody some nuance in a conversation. Here it is, a guy out of high school is inked a deal for $13 million. $13 million, and you're 18, and you get $500,000 as a signing bonus, and then they start dropping that $5 million on you. Wow. Again, how much money is out there? So, Mr. Rashada, I wish you well. This is just, it's mind-blowing. But, like I say, we got more show. And I don't care where you sit, but as long as you keep tuning in,